So Alexis got involved with Pooler Karate. He attended high school with Matthew, which is now his instructor. Matthew reached out to us one day and asked if Alexis could come and take a look at special kicks. So he felt that Alexis would be a good fit for this program. So Alexis has cerebral palsy. He is in a wheelchair. He does use a walker. He is able to walk a little bit. He has a lot of muscle tightness in his legs. With him being in special kicks, this gives him the ability to get out of his wheelchair, move his body in ways that we didn't even know we can exercise him in those ways. By doing that, he is doing a lot of leg muscle strengthening, so he is more flexible. I've seen him walk a lot more now and just have a lot more stamina. He's able to get out of the wheelchair, get rid of the walker. He does a lot of floor work and they encourage him walking. So there have been a lot of changes at home with Alexis. For one, he is very respectful. He is in control of his emotions. Having different abilities, there can be some frustrations. You know, sometimes he can't do things that we can do, and that will frustrate him. His temper has calmed down a great deal, and Matthew holds him accountable for his actions at home. And we report to Matthew his behaviors, whether it's good or bad or things that he needs to work on. I feel like he is a lot more mature now that he is an athlete.
I used to know Alex back in school, and for me to actually reach out to his mom and get his mom in here and just to see how he's changed so much, and from talking to his mom, and it's really like how much you're really helping just because you're going to work every day, but to hear from the parents and to watch the growth personally of these young boys and girls is just amazing.
I did some research online to find somewhere where Maya could direct her extra energy, being a child on the autism spectrum, and I was able to locate Pooler Karate. After visiting with the owner and director, I was extremely satisfied with the kindness and the love that they show with the children in their facility. We were able to mirror Amaya with a great instructor by the name of Sydney. Amaya is a child who's nonverbal. However, she uses American Sign Language. And the blessing was Sydney, her instructor, was taking sign language as well. So they were able to get together and use the sign language as part of the instruction lessons.
I was at my black belt test, my second degree black belt test, and I heard from my grandmaster that there was a student at the school who spoke in sign language. And it was interesting to me, and I was excited because I learned sign language when I was little, like in elementary school. I went to a Montessori school where we learned a lot of sign language, and I was excited because I'd never had the opportunity to practice with anybody who actually spoke sign language. So I asked about it, and Miss Millie told me that Amaya was going to be one of our students with special kicks, and I was going to get to work with her, and I was so excited.
So initially when we started, I was a little reluctant because Amaya speaks in sign language, being nonverbal, but I found out that Sydney, who's a senior, was also taking some lessons in American Sign Language. So with that being said, they were able to interact and communicate effectively, because with that being such a barrier, it didn't create a barrier with them being able to have lessons. So they were able to continue karate lessons through sign language.
Well, when I first started working with her, I knew a couple of words and I knew how to spell, so I could communicate with her and I could understand what she was saying to me, but I couldn't express a lot. I couldn't explain anything. And as I started working with her, I would go home and I would do research, and my school counselor recommended a website to me, and it's like a dictionary almost. And so I will go in and I will look for words to help me be able to tell her more things. So like kicking. And so I had to go look for that. We bow in before every class with our classes. And so I had to learn how to teach her those words, those phrases. We are champions, I'm a winner, I'm a future black belt, my goal is to be a black belt. So I had to learn things like that. There's a lot of jargon in karate, like a lot of words that I wouldn't know outside of karate. And so they were even hard to find on the internet. I think I had to write some emails to people that I didn't know. I just found their email on the internet, and they taught martial arts in a different state. And I was like, hey, how can I say this to my student? But it helped me to learn those things, because even saying it in sign language wasn't always enough. they don't always understand it when you explain it the first time because the words are new. And so it took learning as much vocabulary as I could to put into words for her what it was that she needed to be doing. And now she'll push me down the mat. We'll do front kicks and I'm like flying backwards. I cannot stay on my feet. She has knocked me over more times than I can count with her front kicks now. And it just took learning how to communicate with her, learning what different ways that I could explain to her the things that she needed to understand.
Amaya has a little OCD, so with her being able to direct that energy into karate lessons, was able to create a more calm environment at home as well as the school setting. It brought serenity and calmness to her. She's earned 3 stripes. Next week, she'll be earning her next belt. You have to keep in mind that there is no disability. There is always an ability. We just have to make sure that we were able to pull on those strengths in each individual. So Special Kicks has brought that out.
So a huge part of my job is finding needs for our families and trying to meet those needs. So outside of just the program and kids coming and taking class, sometimes I come across a family that's in need of something.
Initially, after coming into the program, I found out that my husband had an ascending aorta dilation, and Special Kicks went over and beyond. They provided food, water, transportation to our family, and they were just so kind and understanding, and it brought so much peace. Outside of Special Kicks, it was a family that we felt so much love from. They go over and beyond when there's a family that's in need, and their kindness and love means so much to each individual here.
I call him my miracle man. He was born 3.5 months premature. He survived me having ovarian cancer while I was pregnant with him. From the prematurity, we have disabilities. He had a Category 1 brain bleed at birth, which caused cerebral palsy. As some people know, it causes trouble with the muscles, both weakness and tightening, called spasticity of the muscles. So we've been working on that with therapy, and his muscles still continued to lock up. So we had an issue with his elbows being locked before we started coming to the Special Kicks program. We've only been here 2 months, and we've already seen extreme improvements with his mobility, with his arms, and even with his legs and his feet, because they use a machine device over there where they get him up out of his wheelchair and help him take steps while he's hooked up, and he walks like 20 to 30 feet, depending on the day. Quite often going to therapy, we'd be like, okay, Bradley, do this. And there was just no excitement afterwards and encouragement. They'd be like, good job. You know, he loves, good job. You know, he loves the shouting and the total encouragement, and I think that's got something to do with it too. When we started though, his arm was locked, like in this position, and he was only able to feed himself like this, and Matthew's done such a great job. Can you touch this board? Yeah, can you show everybody what you can do? Reach your arm all the way out, all the way out, all the way out. There you go, look at that. That arm is like freeing up since we've been here at Puller Karate. This is fun for him. It's not work or therapy or anything. It's been amazing for him. Just 2 months time. I can't wait to see what 2 more months looks like.
A hot night in August 2019. I was on a kill capture for a typical bad guy evening that was very normal in that line of work. I exploded 2 hours into the objective. Things took a serious shift that night. It was a miraculous set of heroism in a lot of different ways that came into play to get me home alive to see my family again. Things shifted a bit as we moved back after I got injured in 2020. COVID was kind of still raring. I didn't really have a lot of outsources to either do physical therapy or generally kind of keep my mental health where it needed to be without this isolation gap that I was kind of working through. A good friend of mine from church had a son who I was very interested in, Liam, very bright, wonderful young dude, full of joy in life, and I wondered what was going on with him, so I kind of tapped into what they did for a while, and she had mentioned Special Kicks to me, and I thought, wow, that sounds like a pretty amazing organization. I think I'll go check it out. And the first day I came in here just to check out kind of Millie's direction and the way that she was doing things, I bump into this giant juggernaut at the door. As you guys know, it's Chappie, Joe Richard, who happened to be one of my favorite legacy of Rangers with his block party. Awesome, could do all of it, Ranger, and it was really kind of an uplift in spirits to bump into that dude. And the first day I walked in here, he picked me up out of my chair and set me on the mat. Started the progression right then and there, and that's really what I needed in life, and that's kind of how my start and my story kind of intertwines with Special Kicks and Pula Karate in general. Where I was and what I was in search for, they were also looking for something to be filled. So it's very cool in synergy, the world, whatever you want to call it, fate for some of us. When you are plugged into something that's trying to happen in the universe, kind of like putting the body where the mind is, it just feels better. It's really a solid spot, and in moments of vulnerability, it's nice to have that around you. So when I heard they were trying to grow their veterans program, I thought, well, this is the place to do it. I'm actually pretty surprised it's not already exploding with veterans. Every time I come in here, there's 2 or 3 Rangers rolling around on the mat. It's really a cool vibe, and I really like how they're plugging back into the community, and I think that's what veterans will get the most out of.
Special Kicks has exploded outside of this facility. We're no longer just doing martial arts. We're helping other families. We're helping them with rebuilding their home for their son to be able to use the closet, to be able to get a drink of water. The thing I love about having Special Kicks as a nonprofit, if we see a need and the board agrees that it's a need, we can instantly make the decision to help that family out. And because of events like this, that's what makes that possible. So I just want to say thank you to all those that are here tonight that have helped us over the past year, the ones who are donating now and the ones who are going to continue to donate. One of the great things that we've been able to set up is if you're interested, you can do a consistent monthly giving towards Special Kicks. That way you can continue to grow and improve the program. We've also been able to take this thing out of country. So we're now helping a school in Honduras who's going to be starting the same Special Kicks program in the future. Big things coming in 2023. I've got a really big announcement I'll be making towards the end of the evening. I want to make this thing so big that we can help anyone and everyone in the community. Again, thank you so much, and we love you.
Hello, Special Kicks. This is Denham Richards. You may recognize me as playing Colby in Paramount Network's hit show Yellowstone. I hear this is a very, very special night for you. We're having a dinner, a fundraising dinner. And this is a very, very special dinner because we got to raise some money for these beautiful kids. So whatever y'all can do, please kick in. I think it's so great that you all support Yellowstone in the way that you do, but I also want to be able to support you guys and the things that you're doing to be able to support these beautiful children. You guys are creating a unique environment to allow these children to be able to thrive in their own way without having to feel different or self-conscious or any type of indifference, and I think that's such a beautiful thing. So make sure that you all continue to support one another, continue to support this great organization and Special Kicks. I think it's absolutely amazing what these children are able to do with your support is really going to make a tremendous difference. Thank you so much again for reaching out and also being able to support Yellowstone, but more importantly, continue to support this amazing organization and support these children, because at the end of the day, they are our future. So whatever we can do for them today is ultimately going to benefit them tomorrow. Thank you all.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's Jefferson White here, Jimmy from Yellowstone. I'm just making this little video to say on behalf of me, on behalf of everybody over at the ranch, we absolutely love the Pula Karate Special Kicks program. It's an amazing program. It's so worth supporting. What they're doing is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's very enriching in these kids' lives. I'm just blown away by it. So thank you so much for your support of the Special Kicks program. I'm honored to make this little video in support of the Special Kicks program. What an amazing thing. So your money's going to good use. It's obviously being treated with tremendous respect and going to a great cause. So thank you for supporting the Special Kicks program. Bye now.